What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. And before I get into this video, I want to remind you guys, as always, that if you want to donate to my channel, if you want to show love to my channel, you can do so in the links provided in the description box below. And I also have created a Patreon account for videos that I like to do that I can't do on YouTube anymore, where I can talk about a multitude of topics, unfiltered, uncensored, totally raw. I've already got a few people signed up already. And I strongly suggest more of you guys come over and subscribe to the Patreon for the very low price of only $2 per month. Now, let me make a little commentary about this picture, man. This is a hilarious picture, man. Wilt seems to be grimacing in pain back there. I mean, it's almost like he's like, damn, which one of these niggas farted? God damn. You know, and Jordan like, my bad, dog. You know, that chili. You know, we went back to North Carolina. My mama, she cooked that chili. You know, my mama, Dolores, man, she was a good cook. And hey, about 3 bowls of that shit, man. And I'm cutting farts all day on the court. You know, now, I got Scotty earlier. He I'm doo doo his shit. And LeBron, like, I don't know, LeBron just in his thoughts, like looking like can't get right from life and shit. But anyway, what's the point of this fucking video? Oh yeah, I had a subscriber of mine asked me to talk about this Max Kellerman shit where he's talking about Kobe Bryant, all worst team and all that. I'm just gonna make a quick comment about that. Max Kellerman is a troll. Max Kellerman is someone not to be taken seriously. Max Kellerman is someone who is a sports version of a shock jock. He says things for shock value, of course. He's one of them increasingly. Ryan Hollins, who's the worst analyst in history, he's another one. Then there's this other guy, there's a lot of guys like that, man. Nick Wright's like that to an extent, even though I think Nick Wright is a lot more informed, but still, you just can't take these guys seriously. Hey, and now, this argument about the GOAT, I'm to the point now, I've been arguing and debating this shit for so long now. I'm so worn down by this argument. You're not going to change people's minds. If someone, you might be able to change some people's mind if they're looking at it from a very impartial viewpoint. But if a person is strongly, if a person is strongly, if their childhood or, if they're strongly associated their childhood with a particular person, particular sports figure, and they're endeared to that sports figure, 99 times out of 100, you're not going to change that person's mind. You might get them to make some small concessions, but that's about it. Okay? This is how I look at it. If you're 60 and over, I'd say, yeah, I'd say 60 and over, definitely 65 and over. If I ask you who the greatest players of all time, you're probably going to say Bill Russell, maybe Wilt Chamberlain. Probably Wilt Chamberlain. Okay? That's how that goes. There are going to be some people who feel like the greatest player of all time is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's some people that might say, for instance, a little bit older than me, maybe 50-ish, they might say that it's Magic Johnson. There's some people who may not even be NBA fans anymore they'll feel like, well, maybe he's not the greatest of all time because of how his career ended, but they might say the best player they ever saw at his peak is Larry Joe Bird. Some people still feel that way. Some people might give you the answer of maybe Julius Erving. A lot of people, I say a plurality at least, if not a majority, will tell you it's Michael Jordan. Okay. Some people, a few, might say it's Kobe Bryant. Some people, of course, younger generation will say that it's LeBron James. At this point in time, I don't really care anymore. I don't care. If you feel like it's one of these individuals, that's totally fine to me. Okay? What gets me is when you have to tear down someone to prop up your argument. A lot of sports fans do that. A lot of sports fans, for instance, might say, well, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time because he did such and such in an era that's stronger than Michael's, and he was able to shoot the three better than Michael, and he was able to do this better than Michael, and his stats say this is better, and his era is better than Michael, and the teams he played against, and all this, da. That's when you start pissing people off, and they start wanting to get into an argument with you. Now, of course, the opposite is true. There's some people, and I've seen it myself, who are Jordan fanboys, and they love to bring up, well, Jordan is 6-0 in the finals, LeBron's 3-6, and Michael has 6 championships, LeBron only has 3. And, Michael was if not the greatest scorer, one of the greatest scorers ever, and LeBron could only do this, that, and the third, and he chokes, and Michael was clutch, and it's like this shit has to stop. Okay, it has to stop. Stop tearing down these other guys to prop up your savior. It's annoying. Okay? And the guy that people love to pick on is Wilt Chamberlain. Well, Wilt played against only 6'4" midgets. That's it. He only played against a bunch of midgets. Just 6'4" midgets. And I'm like, 6'4" midgets? I mean, come on. The guy played against all-time great big men. All right? You're talking about a guy who played against guys like Bill Russell, Bob Pettit, Nate Thurman, Willis Reed, Zelmo Beatty, Walt Bellamy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the list goes on and on and on as far as great big men, Hall of Fame big men that he played against. He actually played a couple times against Artis Gilmore. So, I mean, come on with this argument. I mean, actually, when Wilt played, I think during the tenure of his career, I think it was basically an NBA league that had between 8 to, at the end of his career, I think 17 teams, I think it expanded to. And during that time, there were more quality big men during a league that was only half as big as it is now, as compared to now when there's 30 teams. But he only played against 6'4" midgets. So that's what I don't get. How could you make these arguments that he's playing against no competition when there aren't any centers anymore? I mean, how many quality centers is a guy like the Philadelphia center? Can't think of his name right now. How many quality centers, like all-star centers, is he playing against? Now, I'm not trying to tear him down, but I'm just making a point about why do we always have to do that? Joel Embiid. You know, it is what it is. LeBron James is a great player. Michael Jordan's a great player. Wilt Chamberlain is a great player. Um, all these guys have a case, you know, to be in that conversation. Could Kevin Durant one day be in that conversation? Well, right now I have Kevin Durant definitely in my top 15, I think. And he definitely has room to improve. Um, if he wins another championship with the Brooklyn Nets, that would fortify the argument that he is a truly dominant player, a championship quality player. And as much as I hate to say this, it would help to strengthen the argument that perhaps Russell Westbrook was holding him back, if you want to say that. You know, even though I'm a Russell Westbrook fanboy, Jesus, fucking idiots on here. Yeah, so I mean, Kevin Durant has room to improve, and if he was to win a couple more championships, maybe a couple more MVPs, then he would be in the conversation. Especially if he was the one of those guys that played, close to 20 years or over 20 years, and if he was to flirt with the scoring record, you know, be whether it's Kareem's or maybe if LeBron was able to break that mark, it would be a remarkable achievement, and he'd be in that conversation. LeBron James at this point has nowhere to really go, but I think to me, LeBron isn't going to move too much on people's list. And I say that because I think LeBron has already apexed as a player. So right now, he would just be playing for individual accomplishments as far as all-time lists, scoring, um, passing. Pretty much that's what he's doing now. I think he's looking for achievements. And next on the list, of course, is Kobe Bryant. So LeBron James is playing for that. These other guys, except for Kevin Durant, their careers are over with. So, but that's pretty much it, man. Um, I think whoever you feel is the GOAT, it's fine. You know, you just don't have to prop other guys. You don't have to tear the guys down just to prop other people up. So, that's all I got to